So I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks about it. Let's do this.
stories, like that's pay per view, guys. Like you don't get a lot of that stuff.
I'll write the book one day.
How's it going, everyone? We are now live, and I would like to welcome everyone who is watching to the Sci-Fi Society podcast, volume 25. And we will be talking about probably my favorite 90s animation film, and that is Ninja Scroll. And joining me, we also have to have some of my compatriots as far as loving everything entertainment, as Kevin always says. We got for his debut, since I'll mention him first, we have Mr. Tony of the Dead, the man of 500,000 movies. And then we have my brother from another mother, Jedi Granville, aka Sexual Chocolate. And then we have the Massa of the Metal Tavern, our Master in Chief, DJ Anubis. And everyone who is watching, we are the Sci-Fi Society. So I just wanted to point out to Anubis before we start, what did you think of that the old school intros, man, and all of that? I was like, I had to put that out there. It's only 6.
Let's do this.
No, and it's wanted to throw that out there because that's the first ever intro I've ever used since I began this doing or even making content, which was 6 years ago. So everyone now, Ninja Scroll. For so long I've been wanting to talk about this film, and before anything, I really wanted to. There you go, right there. I have that exact same copy. Oh, and look, yep.
Came in.
Walter's got his. I had mine.
Blu-ray.
I have my DVD up there and I have the Blu-ray over there, but I was just such in a rush to get home that I tried to do everything at once. But yeah, like I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I didn't start really doing live streams until 2021, and I started off really rough like everybody does. And I said, you know what, man? I told some of the homies before I actually started really interacting with Anubis and Mr. Tony the Dead for one, that I said, you know what? Let me start with just the movies that are just a little mediocre, but I still like them. And then now my friend D Film Fanatic, if he's watching, Don Milan from San Diego, he said, bro, fuck that, man. Balls to the wall, man. Let's just do the best. You want to do the ones you love, do the ones you love, man. Don't save nothing for last. Like, just tear it up. So that's what I decided to do. And since the half of last year, I said I just started doing the ones that I love the most. So Ninja Scroll, I will go to each one of you like we always do individually. Now I'll ask, the man with his debut, Mr. Tony of the Dead, when did you first see this film and what did you think about it?
I believe I first saw this. Oh God, must have been about 20 years ago, probably. Was over at my band practice actually, and I think I said I wanted to watch this movie. So I heard about it. I was still renting stuff like Hollywood Video and that, and we watched it, and I was like blown away by it, like as it was the first like thing I've ever saw, because like the internet was around back then, but it was dial up, so it was slow. I didn't know about all this stuff. I was in a small town. I didn't even know really much. It was all this stuff was like in the cult classics, or like the anime section or something of Hollywood Video. So I was like, I was interested in like mostly these kind of of them. But like, yeah, it was like the first one I ever saw, and I didn't know what to expect. So when I started seeing like all the blood spraying and you know, the nudity and like the crazy characters, I was like, this is awesome. Then what really caught me was when the first guy like gets killed and like the rain on the bridge and it like comes down on him like rain, the blood. That I
Yeah,
was like, wow,
yeah,
that was so cool. So yeah, I had a good experience with it the
Ain't
first
it,
time I
man?
watched it. I didn't know what the guy was getting into, but it was fun. Yeah.
yeah, cool. And then sexual chocolate.
Okay. To be honest, I think this is my first official time watching it in this time frame. But it's funny because I've actually seen parts of this. Okay, but but you get me off, man. You get me off track here. Um, it's but okay, dude. You
I don't even know
okay?
what he said, but man, you got flustered.
I could tell what he's saying. It's like that's no. No, I've seen parts of this film in bits and pieces throughout the 2 decades after it was released, and I said to myself, "There's one particular character that's I'm like, is that person in here?" And I said to myself, "That's got to be her," you know. And when I saw, I was like, "That is her," you know. So I was like, "Okay, I've seen this particular part." And the funny thing is, someone was telling me about this when I was working in retail. It's like she's got that coming out of her certain part, and I was like, "What?" You know. So I was like, "All right," you know. And when I happened to catch it, I was like, "Wow, that's an interesting take on how you know, project snakes, you know, or any other living thing like that." But yeah, but this is be my first official time watching it, and let me just say, it doesn't disappoint because you got your violence, you definitely have your sexual in here, and of course you got boobies, which I think is such a plus in any adult anime, you know. So give it for that.
And they're nice too.
Yeah,
They're drawn
Yes.
nice.
and yep. All right, all right. DJ Nubis.
Yeah, so it was definitely around the time that that got released. Somebody had told me first, they were telling me about Vampire Hunter D, and when I watched that, I really enjoyed it. So the same person's like, "Well, if you enjoyed that, check out Ninja Scroll." And I said, "Okay." And when I finally did, that film like blew me away. Like both of them are really great. I know we're gonna do Vampire Hunter D at some point, but Ninja Scroll, man, I had never seen any animation that was as explicit as that was. Like that was, I did not expect that when I saw it, and I was like I told you the other day, off camera, like after I'd seen this film, I just immediately went out and bought this. So this is how old this is. But this is from the original date that I bought it, and it just stuck with me the entire time. Now, oddly enough, I hadn't rewatched it until recently because time goes on. There's a lot more movies that we watch. We're always checking out new stuff, so it's like I almost forgot about it at some point. It's like I keep it with all my martial arts DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, but like when you said you were gonna do it, I was like, I gotta break it out, dude. I gotta go watch it again. It's like it's been so long, but I still love it so much. It's still such a great film.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And hold on, like before I get to when I first saw this stuff, I mean, we all pretty much all know where we saw it, but just for the people who are watching, we want to just get, give them that extra information. So remember, we got watching on chat Brian Sanchez. What's up, bro? Brian, bro. Like, I know you've been on a few and a few of my streams, almost a bunch of them, and always, bro. Thank you for showing support for the channel, for the live stream, man. I'm more of a video game like content creator now, but this is the time where we really talk about movies, entertainment, freaking anime, horror, sci-fi horror on the Sci-Fi Society, man. So we just get that. I just wanted to show my appreciation for that, and we have and zero. That's one of Anubis is probably his subscribers. Welcome to the chat, bro, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Society. And we have Alvin, of course. What's up, Alvin? Connor. So there all you guys who are watching, man. So thank
Yeah.
you. And so as far as mine, I already told you guys. I saw this. I was just like in Tony of the Dead's boat and Anubis's boat. I saw this like when I was, I think, 14 or 15, man, and it was we were at a friend's house, and we had a bunch of girls over, and we're like, oh, let's watch this, and we saw it, bro. It was like, I was like, holy shit, dude! Like this was way before I started watching like Faces of Death, Horrors of War, when I got into my middle school years. But this shit was like, just like you guys said, it was like, what the fuck? I'm seeing a bunch of boobies, seeing literally a freaking sexual assault, the gore factor, the brutality. We all know anybody who's a real anime fan and knows about anime, especially back in the late 80s, early 90s, everybody knows Berserk. So everybody knows what Berserk is. And of course, if Anthony was watching, he would know what Berserk is. But before, like, there was Berserk, but then there was Ninja Scroll in the 90s. And Ninja Scroll, like, again, it's got, right now when I talk about it, when I talk about the film, man, it's up there in a rating of 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, even though to me Rotten Tomatoes is, they're very unreliable and inaccurate. But a 90 is like, holy shit, like, this is probably since back then in the 90s. So yeah, this shit is, and anybody who's watching, we all know this, but if anybody else who watches, my channel is not a for kids channel. This is an explicit. No. We fucking say curse words. We're sometimes we're hard on shit. We tear movies to death. We don't like them. We freaking just speak our minds. We're raw and real. So if you're all looking for PG shit, go somewhere else, man.
One of the reasons why you put up saying parental guidance is suggested. So
right, no, man, but yeah, the film is just, it was amazing when I first saw it, man. Now I just want to get to some facts on Ninja Scroll. Jubei Ninpuchu, that's what it's called. Jubei's Ninja Chronicles is a 1993 Japanese animated Jaida Geki Chanbara film written and directed by Yoshihiki Kawajiri, starring the voices of Koichi Yandera, Emi Shinohara, Takeshi Ono, Daisuke Gori, Toshihiko Seki, and Shuichiro Moriyama. So yeah, I don't know who they are, but I just remember the cast from the American dub. That's the only one I know. But hey, we're talking facts. So right. If anybody's who else, we all know it's about a film about feudal Japan, but just adding that dark horror fantasy to it, demons, the eight devils of Kimon, adding some of the better parts of what Japanese culture was, but yet it still is, and at the time in feudal Japan. But it's just, it adds so much more flavor, so much more depth to I guess you can say, not sword and sandals, but a fantasy, Japanese style type of animation or anime. Yeah. So yeah, but now getting started, man. I'm gonna pass it to Jedi because he had just saw it. It wasn't the first time he saw it, but he saw it about beginning of probably the end during the weekend, and I want to pass it to him because I want to get his his fresh thoughts on it, what he really thinks about just the beginning. We'll just start to the beginning, man. We already know what you thought about it, so let's just start from the beginning as we get into 1993's Ninja Scroll.
Okay. Well, if you don't give me no faces either. No, he's stretching. Yeah, right. No. The beginning of it starts out as a typical, setting, the kind of a Western feel, because it is set in past Japan, and we're wondering what yeah, right. We're wondering who's this particular stranger walking across this bridge. And then all of a sudden we do see some unflavorful characters, about to, as some Westerns do, about to, pretty much take his stuff or just annihilate him for some reason, but as he's coming across, you just thinking like, okay, he's just walking, but it's like they mean some business. There's something shady about him. And they're saying something about, we lost like, what was it, 300 pieces of gold or something like that. I forget what exactly what it was, but the fact of the matter is they said they can't go home empty-handed. And I'm just like, yeah, y'all should have just walked away. I mean, just walk away. Y'all don't need to do this. I mean, you got this. Look, whoever this guy is, all he's doing is eating a rice ball. He's chilling. He's cool. He's like one with the world. But y'all gonna have to fuck with him just to find out he can fuck you up. So, in natural, dumbasses attacking somebody you should not fuck with, they go all out at him, but he pretty much does his deed in showing them how skillful he is of a warrior, is. And one of them is, it surprised me. One of them was not even, what he was. He was in a mech suit, a wooden mech suit. I mean, first generation, whatever. And he's nothing but like a dwarf, I mean, I shouldn't say dwarf. That's not something I should say. I should say just small person, very small person. And, he cussed them all. I mean, he didn't cuss that. He could cuss the small person, but he cuts them all up and they fall in the water except for the guy who's was in the mech suit. And I'm just like, dude, like, damn, that's pretty ingenious for that time. And then it's like he just did that to somebody who is in something that's a working thing. And it's like, and the dude is like really trying to say, like, it's true and all this. You did whatever for 20 pieces of gold. It's like, dude, and homeboy says, like, dude, you asked for too much. It seemed like whatever you're going after, maybe kind of, put less on it, but he told him, like, shut up about it. It's like, well, I mean, hey, I'm going to be me. I'm going to go after what I want, but I feel like I'm not going to be greedy. And that's what happened to them. I think they got too greedy. And when they try to take him out, it's like, righty, you got to do what you got to do, But I'm watching this scene and I'm just like, okay, they start with the action right there. They whet your appetite. And I'm just like, well, what's coming next? What's coming next is, I'm thinking like, I'll say, okay, I'm not going to see what I'm going to see. I mean, okay, it's like, it's okay. I know it's going to be gory. I know it's going to be this, but what comes up next is, just like, it's like, wow. I'm like, okay, they're actually doing this, So before, we find out that there's something going on, in the village, that these people are dying from some, pestilence, whatever, and we see this one girl, she's walking and she's like almost like a zombie. And to our knowledge, she's not, I mean, she's almost dead, but someone's speaking words for her, or should I say, they're speaking words through her. And just as she falls down, this hysteria person disappears. So somebody, I'm trying to remember who the people are, say that there's something shady going on here. And they have to send out their special men. I guess not say Ronin. There's just these special ninjas. Yes, thank you. These ninjas that are sent out, and they're about to go and see what's going on around this village and everything. One of them comes in. This woman comes in. We don't know who it is, and you feel like, okay, it's a woman coming in, but then she takes off a hood, and we see that she's got the traditional Japanese, hair and everything, but she cuts off the back of the ponytail, and she's saying, "Why are you going without me? You're supposed to take me with you for these kind of events." I was like, okay, this woman is pretty much who she says she is. She's like, I don't want to be left behind. Just because I'm a woman don't mean I can't fight. So they go and they stake out where these intrepid, unsavory characters are at. And here's the thing I like about stuff like this, like animes or even martial art films or just anything in general, Eastern. It's funny how these people literally can almost fly. I mean, they jump high. Like, put like this: you've seen enough Star Wars, you see how they're able to jump high wherever they go to, maybe like 2-3 stories, whatever. These people literally seem like they are floating on air from treetop to treetop, or just running around, whatever. It's like they got the mobility to fly almost. But I guess that's just a mysticism that is Eastern tradition. So they're there, and one of the guys, let's say let me go check on, see where one of these where the other guys are at, and we see that one of them is pretty much dead, and then he looks down. It's like, oh shit! It's like we were already fucked, and then all of a sudden we see someone get electrocuted, and you see this string get around one of the guys next, and he gets electrocuted. Then all of a sudden you see this, throwing blade coming through the trees, and it's like just like slicing through everything, and not just slicing through the trees, but here's about what Tony was saying: it slices through all the guys up there, and I can't help but think this. It's like, it's raining men, hallelujah. It's raining. I know that's a bad analogy, but it's like they are literally raining blood and everything, but it's men falling to the ground, being dismembered. And while this is happening, one of the guys tells the woman, what's her name?
Kegero.
It's telling the girl, run, get out of here, get the hell out of here. But whatever this thing, whatever this behemoth is, coming like a rock man or whatever, he he's the one who's throwing this blade and everything, this double-edged blade. He gets a hold of this one guy, and I'm just like, oh shit, he's about to die, because he's got him in a grip, and he's telling Gagera, he's like, get the fuck out of here, go, but she's just like in awe, just sitting there, like, what the fuck? I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck you doing? Get the fuck out of here, go, but she's just sitting there, and homeboy just rips the homeboy's arms off, and again, I can only think of see you at the party, Richter kind of moment, so, and then he starts to drink the blood from his dismembered arm, and I'm just like, damn, boy, this is going hard as fuck, it's like, okay, so I mean, what else could go on from here? So I'm gonna finish this up, but I'm gonna pass it on. But this moment, he catches he catches her, and she's getting away, but it's like, girl, you ain't doing it fast enough. You're not doing it fast enough. Grabs her, takes it back to his hut and everything. And I got to say, this woman, I don't think I've ever seen this in an anime. But then again, there's plenty of animes that probably done it worse. Homeboy violates this woman to no end. I mean, oh my God, he
slurped her up.
Yes, he pretty much slurps her up and look, we don't show it. They don't show it. But he did slurp in a place where I was like, oh my God, he actually did that, because it was projected as him doing it. And he just licking it, like, and doing all that. And I'm just like, and he.
Calm down, Walter. Calm down.
I'm saying, dude, but that's the thing. It's like he's licking on her face, he's licking on the tatas, the ample memories there, and I'm just like, damn, dude, you ain't holding back on this right here, And this, I'm like, this is a moment where I'm just like, okay, this is what you call a traditional anime for adults, and it's going hardcore. But I'm just like, and then we get, the introduction of it's not it's introduction, it's the second introduction of is it Kanumi? Jubei. And he's asking this, whatever this thing is, rock monster looking motherfucker. He's like, can you tell me where I can get to a certain part of the village or anything like that? They say the highway was blocked and all these things. And he said, get the hell out of here, dude. Can't you see I'm violating this woman? It's like, yeah, I can see that, but I still need some help getting to wherever I need to go. So he's like, if he's like, say, if you don't get, he's looking at him like, if you don't get the hell out of here, I'm about to do something to you like he ain't nobody. So yeah, oh my God, well, I'm not gonna say it because I know what that is. But the simple fact is, he's violating her. But he asked him, it's like, is every part of you solid like a rock, And he found the weak spot and he took his eye out, his left eye, kind of like rest in peace. Took that left eye and got her out of there, and we speeding along, and from that point on, we just like, okay, we're introducing these main characters, and I don't want to go any further because, like I say, I can go on talking about this too. I mean, because
Before I pass it to next to Anubis, I just wanted to point out some things. So, like I do, I always like to point out stuff that we miss or whatever. But the main star of this, the main protagonist, his name is Jubei Kibagami. And then we have the two devils of Kimon that end up annihilating I think it was the Mochizuchi ninjas that are with Hanza, the one that got his arms ripped off. It's Yurimaru, the one that electrocutes you with the string, and then it's Tessai, the guy that can turn his body into living rock. So, and yeah, like I said, we'll get to just some of the bits that if you guys that we can just nitpick before we move on to Anubis. I want to get your guys' opinions on what the anime, what you thought about how the anime looked with Tessai using that giant sword as a boomerang, and annihilating, chopping off, cutting dudes in half, their heads off, and all that, man. And then, like Tony was saying earlier, you just see all the blood just fall down like it's raining blood. And especially when they start using the shurikens, they start using the ninja stars, and just that animation. When I first saw it, bro, I was blown away, dude. So I just want to get everybody's little take on what they thought of it. I already know what Jedi thought of it because he saw it, but I would like to see what when he mentioned it. But I would like to see what Tony of the Dead thought of just the animation. Starts off in the battles with the shuriken with Tessai, the guy of rock, using his throwing like sword boomerang. What did you think of it?
I think that weapon is like incredibly brutal. Like I just see it like being thrown. I'm just like I would probably get hit by it. I would be too slow to react to dropping. I forgot about him in the trees doing that, and then like they're like, he's over there, and they threw like 500 ninja stars at him, and then like it just ting ting ting, and he's like, hey, basically it doesn't hurt. Crazy. I mean, just he's probably the like scariest one of all of them, I think. Like he just doesn't give a shit. He's even gonna, grape her when she's like if she's unalive, it doesn't matter to him. Like he's not a good guy. And I just think the animation, like, that was great. The fighting in the trees was great. It was like, I don't know, it's a crazy movie. For my first time literally seeing like a movie like this was a great place to start. It's like you can go up, but you're pretty far up already. So, there's a lot lower, but like I always find something I like about them. But yeah, they were good. Not now.
I have no idea who you are, but
hey.
Just subscribe to my OnlyFans. You could see it there.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I have one.
The animation was good. So DJ Nubis.
Yeah, the cool thing about Tessai was that to me, I was saying this when we were watching. I forgot who was with me, but Tessai reminds me a little bit of, or vice versa. Did you ever see The Man with the Iron Fist, where Dave Bautista played Brass Body? It kind of reminded me of that character. Only Tessai was like way more evil and all that. Like the whole. The other thing was like the drinking of the blood. Like,
oh yeah,
I know these guys are like this group is considered like devils, but I really kind of thought that was more Tasai just basically saying to Kaguro like, yeah, I'm gonna scare you to death first before I fuck you and kill you to death. You know, to me, it was more like a scare tactic. Like, I'm fucking crazy, and you're gonna know it. You know, it's just one of those things. Like, he didn't give a shit at all. Yeah. I don't think he even needed blood to feed or anything. I think he was just like,
yeah, right.
That's gonna end up on his best of clip. Watch. But back to Jedi said, you know, the attempted rape, like, it's so explicit. Like, it's not too explicit. Like, it's not like porn, but you see enough to say, whoa, they went there. Okay, I'm down. Okay, that's cool. Again, like Tony said, either off stream or before, like the art of how they drew this up, it looks fantastic. The characters look great. Her female body looks great. Like, it's well proportioned. Very clear. It's probably some of the best shit I've seen in a very long time, even now compared to nowadays. You know, nowadays they rely so much on AI. Back then it wasn't even really much AI at all. So I really, really enjoyed like just the way it looked, the aesthetic, and Tasai was like a great, in a lot of ways, a great opening villain to fight, because like there wasn't too many that really compared to him overall. Like, there's some cool ones, but they just didn't have the fear factor that he had. He was a very scary looking dude, to say the least.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and now I want to add to that and talk about that too. Like, the fact that Tisai was just fucking sadistic, bro. Like, that was something that even like me, like I said, when I saw it, I was like, what? He ripped Homeboy's arms off, drank the blood, freaking literally put his giant sword in between Gaguero's legs, like literally telling her like, that's it. Like, I'm gonna get a piece of you. Like, don't even try to run and this and that.
Right.
And even even seeing it in the 90s like that, the part where he violates her, man, is just like, wow. Like, you'll hardly ever see something like that now. You'll hardly ever see something like that unless they like they brought back in 2012, I think it was 2012 or 2013, where they talk, or maybe 20, I might be wrong, but when they revamped the new Berserk, like the, what do you call it, the Egg of the King and the Advent arc and Egg of the King Golden Age arc and all that was pretty damn brutal, especially what they call it, what Griffith does to Casca towards the end, and it's brutal. But it's something like this, but they show that, like, they literally show that. But in here,
the closest
this
thing
is just
that I've seen in the modern age is the show Love, Death, and Robots. Like, that's probably the closest I've seen come to that.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is like, it was not. I guess we were too young. We're like I guess I was too shocked to understand. Like, oh shit, what the fuck, what the hell's going on? But it does, like, it does make you think like, holy shit, like, they went there, just like you said, they went there. And the only other, like I said, anime who I've seen that's more brutal than that is Berserk. Mm-hmm. So that's why, to me, it does have similarities, but what I do like is that they use the Japanese culture, which to me added that much more depth to this, especially to Sai's character with being just totally sadistic, man. And that's why I wanted to add on that. And then also Yurimaru, the one that literally electrocutes you, like, you could tell, he's what do you call it, you could tell he's LGBTQ, straight up. But yeah, it's like that power that he has is, man, and then you scream, like, you're in agony when you're freaking, when he's just snaps you with that string, man. But yeah, just adding to that, man. But it's brutal. So starting off now with DJ Nubis, go where Jedi Granville left off. Now they're already getting away from Tisai. Jubei wounds him in the eye. And then Yurimaru says, you're going to have to let that go. Like, what? He's like, you're going to have to let that go. We got more important things. Lord Gemma's orders, do that. Or like, even Tisai, even having to be like, yield and be like afraid of Gemma, is like that dude, Gemma must have some really big, he must have some, what do you call it? Some
Cojones.
real power over Tasai if he tells Tasai if Tasai actually stops.
Yeah.
So he must
Yeah.
have real power over that guy. So take it away from there, DJ Nubis, where Tasai has to take it back, and then now it's the introduction. Now they introduce the protagonists Jujube and Gagero together.
Okay, yeah. So I probably don't know how much I'll talk because I have the cold still and I've been coughing a lot, but I'll try my best.
Yeah.
So first, I want to point out, or actually, it might come later, I guess, after they call Tasai back. But Jubei meets this Togura spy named Duquan, and he basically is trying to blackmail Jubei into helping him kill the remaining. Well, no, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry, I forget the part where the Gemma and Jubei meets first. But what I do know is, I'll let you guys fill it in later. Jubei ends up having to fight Tasai anyway. Tasai kind of goes against the orders and goes back to find Jubei, and it's actually that's one of the coolest part of the movie is for me is that as they're fighting, as Sentry pointed out earlier, Tasei can harden his body to the point that almost in Pinterno there's a big armor, almost like Five Deadly Venom type shit, Toad style, but there's a moment where whatever sword, I don't know if it's ever explained, did you buy it that has this sword that's pretty fucking amazing, and so ends up, I think it was even in your entry, slices through to size fingers, and then also ends up cutting him up in half. It's like, dude, he broke right through that shit. I was like, holy fuck.
Yep.
That sword is crazy as shit. That was some cool shit. But yeah, we end up discovering that, this Togura spy named Quan is watching this. And he's trying to blackmail Jubei into helping him defeat the rest of the devils, and so he ends up hitting him with a shuriken with the poison dart, which poisoned Jubei, and he only has the antidote supposedly. I don't think we ever found out if he actually has one or not, but we'll find out why that plays a part later. But ends up having to help Daquan try to hunt down the rest of these because, obviously we have this ship that comes in the port at this little town village, and it's shipwrecked. And so that's why the devils are killed all the people there, and they're trying to protect that gold. They're just going to house it there. So they don't want anybody interrupting them while they try to get this ship because they want to finance their own army and shit like that. So I'll turn it over to Tony. You can kind of fill in the blanks. I do apologize. I don't want to be coughing the entire time.
Yeah. Before Tony, I get to Tony. I'll just speak up on some of the stuff that some people might have missed in case they've seen the movie. Walter mentioned too also that there was this beautiful geisha style looking. I forgot what it was called. I can't believe I'm forgetting everything. It's
name for it.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's anyways, there's this beautiful girl that ends up going where Jubei is when he's trying to heal up his wounds from his battle with the Sai, and it's a woman with beautiful snake tattoos, and she's literally literally trying to seduce Jubei before anything else because he's healing. And right away, this is a quick scene. This is where they show everything, bro. They show titties. They show a little bit of the freaking the vajayjay and the body structure. It looks really good. Like I said, this is a class A type rated R type of film animation. It's an anime that's pretty brutal, and they show everything. Just like Tony mentioned, they're very nice for being drawn. They're very nice. Look very nice.
Yes.
And anyways, like I said, just to throw some pointers out, her name is shit. Why is my mind going blank? Her name
I'm
is
not gonna
Benesato.
be.
Okay, her
I
name is
can't
Ben.
remember any of their names, and I can't pronounce them. So
Yeah, too. Me too.
I'm gonna be like, that's
How,
the main guy with the sword. That's the main girl with the sword, with the poison inside her. you know. So
yeah. No, no, yeah,
terrible.
yeah, but her name is the girl with the snake tattoos. Her name is Benesato. So yeah, she's also one of those shock you type of moments with the snakes and her being naked and everything. And I just wanted to throw there, get some, put some pointers that, like I said, in case anybody missed, I just point them out there, and because they're sometimes we're all going to do it, even me. We're going to pass on some of the better moments of the film, so I just want to see if I can catch them and
Oh
just
yeah.
bring them to light. But Tony, leave off where, yeah, you were at. There was a ship they had to go cargo. They meet there, and then they bump heads and they make a deal, whatever, with Dakuan, the little he's an informant, I guess, for the Tokugawa government. So whatever. So
Yeah.
this is the part where Anubis, you left off where they were at the ship, right? Where they were like going towards the sea.
Yeah, yeah. But I
Okay.
don't remember the placement. Like, is that before Benesato or after?
That's actually after Benesato.
Okay. So key thing though, Benesato is it comes back to what Sentry said. She's trying to attack Jubei while he's healing, but we find out that I think is she yeah, no. See, I'm confusing my villains here. Because she ends up getting killed by the other guy, the lead, sort of lead right hand man villain, because he's got that electric wire thing that he's using and kept it on her or something. Because she was, but I can't remember. Is that like, did she have like an apparition? Like, she wasn't dead, but it was that version of her, right?
It was a what you call a cover, not cover, but like a shell.
Doppelganger of sorts.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like when he hit her, like she it was a cast off skin
Yeah.
that she took off the first time. The first time she met with Jubei, and then the second time, I know what you mean. It's in between where we're at. It's in between where Benesato tries a second time to try to kill Jubei, and that's when they did meet in the beginning, but then they separated. This is where Benesato, the snake lady, has her freaking. She pretty much has him like in hypnotized or whatever. He's fucked. And then luckily Gegero comes back and threatens her, puts her ninjutsu sword at her throat and saying, to get rid of the snakes, get rid of the snakes. And this is one of the crazier parts of the film goes where
Oh yeah.
she's butt naked, like she's butt naked, and there's a snake that slithers out of her vajayjay.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because they even show the mucus and everything. I was like, whoa, fuck, that's like crazy stuff, man. When you're watching that shit when you're like not when you're young, or what I was young. It's like, oh fuck, I'm like, wow.
You have that moment where you're like, as a kid, you're like,
I can't watch this.
I'm strangely turned on right now.
Yeah, right.
It literally slithers out of her twat and freaking bites Gegero's leg, and then and it's funny when she giggles, like she's like, her bite is most deadly. And I'm like, I was just laughing when I first saw that when I was a kid, man. And then so she gets taken out by Yurimaru, the flamer. I'll say flamer. The flamer that's in love with Gemma. Like she freaking he literally did that before she even left, just to make sure that if she fucks up again, he's gonna kill her this time. And he kills her without no reckless abandon, man, no prejudice, just literally whacks her and says 2 mistakes in one day are unforgivable. And then it just he whacks her, man, and she gets electrocuted. And even Jubei and Guerrero like, what the fuck was this? I'm about to get killed by this chick, and she just expires.
Yeah.
So that part I'll leave that for Tony. So Tony, just leave off at that part where they had already killed the snake lady, and then they're what was it? Yeah, they're talking about, okay, what are we gonna do next? This guy already screwed me. So from there, I'm trying to think where they go off from there, and I think that's where they head towards the ship, where they have what do you call it? They have like they have people, like there's people that are dying. Like I don't know, I remember you saw there's people that were dead. It was by a ship and all that stuff, and then that's where um they go towards that shack of the house, and this is where the guy with the bees comes in. So if you take it
Oh, the
away from there.
bees. Okay.
The
Yeah,
bees.
they're going toward there, and they're going like the little shed, and like they notice like there's bees, and I forget how he said. He's like he notices something like they're telling somebody that I can't, how do you describe them? They're like
They're swarming, or they're like they're gathering.
yeah, but it was like they
Oh
were like
no,
workers in a way, like they were spies.
yeah, he's communicating with them.
Yeah, yeah. So then
Yeah, yeah.
they see the bees, and see I'm trying to I could picture the like what everything that happened, but I can't picture what they said and stuff. But the guy's like controlling these bees,
Mhm.
and then you find out his whole back is like has like a hive on it,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is whatever that's called, where if you are afraid of holes, like if it freaks you out, like somebody has holes all over their body.
Not the good ones.
No, not those kind of holes. I mean like a nest like that. Shayna, what's that called? Can't think of the word, but it was like on one of the American Horror Story things. It was like a fear,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
it does kind of creep me out in a way. But like
No, it does make me
he has
too.
these bees living in him and stuff, and uh, was this also the moment where there was the shadow one that was going after that
Yeah.
little guy? So you
Mhm.
have like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and I
Shijima.
seen
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna mess all this up.
Yeah, you do good.
No, it's all good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all good. Like he goes, they battle him. Jubei strikes the guy's back, which angers the nest. So now they
Yeah.
all swarm, and then they chase him into the water, and he's in the water. And then
Yeah.
that's where Gegeto is using her. She's using some kind of thing, some kind of like magic to try to hold the bees at bay till Jubei kills the guy with the beehive in his back.
Mhm.
Right. Right. And then I remember the guy with the hive and that, like he was kind of winning, and then he like got in the water and the bees were freaking out and stinging him inside the water, and like they're like, oh,
Yeah,
he's killing them. They're killing him. They're trying to get out, and he ends up getting like dying in the water,
Mhm.
right?
yeah,
And
Yeah.
yeah.
fuck, did I go from there? No, I I could talk
Yeah, go
about a
for it. Go ahead.
scene
Go
with
ahead,
everybody,
Walter.
but I can't describe the scene. I decide to do an Anubis all the time. I can never.
Did- Okay, you've been hanging out with the news too long. Okay, but no, that's not what I'm saying. No, this is a moment where okay, after they killed the homeboy with the very obscene back,
The,
they pretty much. I'm trying to keep my composure because like I mean we're talking and everything. Focus. Now here's where we're discovering that you know through the channels and everything through their journey and they we discovered that I'm kind of like Tony. Can't remember. I can pronounce the name, but it's like I'm just gonna pronounce the woman who's poison, who takes the poison. There, her blood is literally poisonous, you know. And he tells, and while they're talking, she's asking him, "Why are you doing this thing for this old raggedy man and everything?" Well, because he pretty much poisoned me to do the job. He kind of blackmailed me, you know. So by doing that, he's on this journey really to save his life. He's not really doing it to, do whatever the old man wants to do. He just wants to get the antidote, if he even has it, to pretty much, counteract it and everything. But also, I mean, I think we also kind of overlooked something too. I mean, I'll point it out real quick. The old man and Juby was talking, and he said, "Didn't you take out a couple of, like I say, a squad or something like that, before 5 years ago?" And it's like, yeah, and it's like one of them is still alive, and it's like, no, that can't be because we see it in a flashback. He pretty much, cuts his head off, But I'm just say this real quick and then go on from there, And he's like, how can that be? And the man says like he uses resurrection, and I'm just like, when I hear this, it's like, whoa, resurrection,
reincarnation.
I'm sorry, resurrection. I mean, it's two different things. Reincarnation. And so I was like, damn. I'm like, dude, they got that kind of power, So from there, moving on ahead, like I said, we was talking about him being black. Okay.
One more thing.
Okay.
Before we get after what happened to what do you call it, to the guy with the it doesn't say the names. It doesn't even say like the cast. I'm looking at the cast. It doesn't say their names. I just know the names from what I hear from the anime. But the guy, the one that got killed, that had the beehive in his back,
right?
He gets whacked, and then Gagero, the bees go away, and then Gagero and Jubei almost, for some reason, they fall off a cliff because Gagero sees her former ninja squad mate, who was basically, she thought he was alive, but he was dead, and it was a booby trap. He explodes, and then they go off the side of a cliff, and Jubei catches her, and she's like, "No, just let me die, let me die." Like, no, dude, like I'm not gonna let you freaking die, just and then it breaks, and then they get caught again. So they go up, they make their way up, and a little bit of flirting between them two and shit. And then even though if he kisses her or even tries to smell her, he's gonna die. But it's like they go back up, and then now he's holding that samurai looking guy that's blind is holding on to the sword. And he's like, "Oh, I challenge you, to a death." He's like, "Okay, this is mine." And this is where the battle in the bamboo. I like this battle that's in the bamboo forest because that oozes Japanese. That oozes Japanese culture and Japanese cinema. Like, that's one of the best scenes that I liked about it. And you guys can tell I really love this movie because I know pretty much most of the parts of it.
Yes.
And it's like, like it's they have the battle, and Gagero tries to help, but because Jubei is struggling. Like, this guy's, we thought Jubei's sword skills were good. This guy can probably match him. But if it wasn't for her intervention, it would have been harder for him to kill. It would have been harder for Jubei to kill this blind, unnamed samurai. So they whack him, like, and then they go.
You said, "Why would you bring me in here for?" To like, because I'm blind. He's like, you think, like, basically, like, if you think it's going to be an advantage for you, it's like, it's not. He's just running with him, jumping sideways up a cliff and everything, and he definitely. It kind of reminded me, not like a whole 100%. Like, I get what you mean with like the old Japanese, like, fighting, but in that one movie called, I think I can't remember what it's called. It's a samurai movie, but it's like more modern, where they're in the woods, and then like, if like they start turning into like zombies or something in there too, and it's like a weird movie. Yeah, that's the kind of mind, because they were fighting in the woods and stuff. It's kind of neat. So, but yeah, I like the bamboo, or like even like Mortal Kombat, the first one. They were fighting in those like big, like the skinny trees, like that. I like that kind of fighting. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off.
No, for sure. No. Yeah, I just wanted to, get to that point. Now I'll get back to Jedi Granville, where he goes to what do you call it? They already passed the bamboo. They win. They barely get by that guy, and then they're in the cave where Jubei is always telling her, "Why are you trying to always save me?" He's like, "Well, you're my comrade. You help me out with this and that stuff, and we got to try to get this done. We got to try to get that done. I want to run this guy's, I want to do his job, because if I don't do the job, he's gonna freaking kill me. He's not gonna give me the antidote." So he's and you can tell he keeps bleeding when he fights. Like, the poison's getting to him like really bad. Yeah, and then and then from there we'll go to the part where they start to realize like, oh shit, well, you know what, this is this and that. Your debt's paid to me. This is that. Your debt's paid, and then, oh, okay, well, you know what, um, I'm gonna go do this. We got to do this and do that, and then he literally says, look, I need to do this job because this guy's not he's not gonna give me that adult if I don't do it.
Mhm.
So actually, Anubis, are you good? Are you feeling better? No.
No, I was getting ready to say, just let Tony and Jedi kind of carry the main story, and I'll just pipe in when I'm not coughing. So I'm here, but I'm not totally here. I apologize. It's
Okay.
starting to catch
Got
up
your
with
back,
me
bro.
for the day. So, yeah.
No, it's cool. Yeah. So okay. So I'll leave it at that. Where Jedi Granville, just take it from the part where Gegero gets kidnapped by Shijina, the shadow devil.
Yeah, this is this is a moment where, and as we was mentioning too, how their interaction, why are you trying to, die and everything. We discovered that can't say her name, god dog it.
Gegero.
Cadero, okay.
Gegero.
Cadero.
Yeah.
Okay, we discover, as much as she is very tenacious, very determined on her mission and everything, it's almost a kind of thing that I think most women in modern times, even in time too, don't think or kind of think to themselves that is my worth worthy? Am I worth anything? So getting to that point where she gets taken by homeboy, the shadow demon. I don't know his name, but he takes her and it's, oh my god. There's a moment where when he takes it to this hut and everything, he does something probably just as violating as the first dude, Rockman. And it's this dude, it's almost out of a porn, man. I'm telling you, that moment. I mean, they don't really like show it, but it's implied. He licks his fingers, and then all of a sudden he pretty much inserts them into a certain, oh boy, I can't say this because I don't want
slot machine.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, the slot machine, and pretty much taste the after effect of it. I mean, it's just like, wow, did he do? Because when we was watching this, I was asking you, did he just do that? It's like, yeah, he did. It's like, well, damn. It's like, so. And the funny thing is, the old man tells him, don't go try to save him. I mean, try to save her because she's probably already dead. It's like, don't even try. He's like, I gotta try because she's been there through me thick and thin. Regardless, I'm gonna go try and save her. And he does. He does. It's just so credible because I keep thinking back. He's literally letting the juices coming off his hand, the saliva come out of his hand, just so he can get some kind of pleasure or reaction from her, just to do that. But while that's going on, he confronts homeboy, and he pretty much, I forget how he takes him out. I think how did he kill him? I mean, I'm trying to remember because he was trying, because he knows that. What
does Anubis know how he kills him?
No, I don't remember.
Well, I know that where he's at, there's a bunch of pillars and everything, and like I say, they're casting shadows all across the floor, so he can be in any one of these damn things. He can be any one of these things. But no, this is what happened. He's trying to rescue her, but for some reason she starts attacking him. It's like I think if I'm not mistaken, he has her under his spell, and this is a way to draw him out in order to try to kill him, because he throws that chain at him.
Yeah.
And he almost he almost gets him. But Jubei is pretty decent with what he does, and he gets the sword, and this is where he takes him out. I remember now. He grabs the sword I mean the shadow guy. He grabs that end of his sword, but at the same time, the girl, you know,
Kigero.
Kigero stabs him, you know, but he's like, you know, I'm gonna continue on doing what I gotta do, and he kind of tosses. Well, I ain't gonna say toss. He kind of throws the sword, but he throws it, but he hits homegirl. I say homegirl. He hits homeboy dead center in his chest, and it's like, okay, damn. I'm thinking like he's gonna miss him because he could be anywhere. He's in the shadows. He's in all this stuff, you know. But through all that, he takes him out. So there's less henchmen now than before. And now we come up to a moment where it made me really think, because we've been going through this whole, you know, moment where, you know, there's some kind of flirting, there's some kind of flirtation, but at the same time, why is I'm just gonna say girl, man. I'm sorry, my Japanese is not as well versed as yours. You're better at it than I am. And she, you know, they're sitting there, and you know, you kind of wonder why is she risking her life for doing some of the things? Because like you don't need to do this, you know, you don't need to prove yourself or whatever, you know. I mean, look, whatever you're trying to do, we get it, you know, your debt is paid, all that stuff, it's done. This is a moment where she pretty much has said that, you know, I could save you because the old man said that I can save you by pretty much, you know, counteracting the poison that's in you with my poison. And this moment, I really have to say, you know, yes, the anime of her is very well drawn. I mean, she's got a nice derriere. Her breasts are very well proportioned. I'm not gonna lie, she looks very, very strong. Very yes, as anime goes. But
bodily features, I mean, even the lips, the cheekbones, everything is very nicely done. Like I like the little subtle, what do you say, glow from the lipstick, you know,
yes.
Even though they're not really supposed to have it, but you could just tell like the way it was drawn, it's just kind of sparkly, so it's kind of cool. I like that gleam that comes off of it, so it's pretty cool.
I mean, and I like that. I mean, but it's this moment where, and you see it in Jagero's, I mean, Jobo's face, like he wants to, but he feels too much. I mean, this is the moment where I feel like he really loves her in a sense, because he's not willing to sleep with her just so he can be saved by her. You know, it's like he's telling her, it's like your worth is more than you might think it is. You know, just because you got to prove yourself to me, I don't need to be sleeping with you to do this. I don't need to be, you know, I mean, because she really, and look, she even goes into this like so many women do, especially modern women, feel like if a man doesn't take her, it's like I'm worthless. I'm not anything. I'm not. It's like, and it's like, my God, woman, do you realize that you are worth more than the gold and diamonds in this world? Yeah, go ahead.
Diamonds and pearls. Sorry.
Right?
What do you call it? Yeah. I was gonna say, what do you call it? Well, to add to that, I want to say that it's not that she cares for him. She's in love with him because, like you said, she wouldn't go out of her way to save him that many times,
right?
Just just for nothing, because she just he saved her life, but then it was already paid at when she helped him with the samurai. But then she says, "Oh well, then my debt's not paid yet," and that's the thing that gets me is like, your debt's not paid. I mean, he just paid it because he killed the samurai. You helped to kill the samurai, so there you're done. But she kept saying, like, you know what, like she told herself also that no man can touch her. No man cannot touch her because of her venomous body, her fluids, her saliva, her touch. Even being intimate with her, it will kill you. It will kill you. So she doesn't know that. She doesn't know what it's like to be with a man. She does not know what it's like. So it's like, so that's what eats at her that much more, because she's falling for him, and now she has a chance that Dakuan, the spy, told her, like, look, you can. What? TJ?
Well, I was gonna say, I agree with you. I think part of that reason why she doesn't think much of her life is because she can't have that relationship with any guy. Like it's like she knows that she's poisonous within her blood system, but yet that she just feels like she has one destiny, and it's not going to be with like a happiness or happy life.
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I said when before I can get back to Walter is and I'll get to everyone, about that now that we brought it up. But DJ Nubis had the great point. He mentioned it already, but I'll get to that as soon as I'm just done making a point. Is that she offers him up because that's the counteract the poison, kill poison with poison, just like Walter said. And like, I mean, either that or Jubei's very noble, so noble that he says he said, no, you know what, I'm not gonna do that because it's something. It's always for. It's always give me something for something. You're never gonna get anything. Even back then, nothing. You're gonna get nothing free.
Trade for
It's always got
trade.
to be give and take. Give and take. It's always gonna be give and take. And that's the part that Jubei says. Jubei, he's a mercenary. He has to do jobs for people to live, to eat. So that's what he's used to. But this one, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of noble. He's a sword for hire, and yet he has the chance to be with this girl for a good reason. I mean, if I was dying of poison and having to get intimate with this chick was how in a heartbeat I'd do it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's the part of the story that makes Jubei that much more noble. That he's trying to be different than just be a mercenary or be a ninja for hire, because that's the difference between samurais and ninjas. Ninjas will do whatever it takes to get the job done. Samurais are always paralyzed by the code of honor that they had. So that's another thing. And with ninjas do whatever it takes, bro. Whatever it takes. Kill one person, kill 5 person, and kill one person is the way a ninja was back then. Espionage, assassination, freaking political murder, all that's the way ninjas worked back then. So as a matter of fact, getting back to that, Tony, what did you think of that scene where Guerrero mentions that this is the only way that I can cure you, and the whole intimacy part, even for like an anime, like what did you think of it?
I mean, I could see how he had the honor of not wanting to do it just to save himself. Like he's not going to do it because of how he feels about her. That's one thing I don't like in movies. Though I don't like where like they've known each other for only a few hours and then like they're in love. I hate that kind of shit. I don't believe
Yeah.
that happens. But I could see you like wanting to fuck somebody that quickly, or having some feelings. But I don't know. I think, and I think I don't think you have to be in love to like be noble like that. Like I feel like cause in the beginning he's like they're like making fun of him for taking the job for such low money, and he's like they don't have that much, so I took what I could. You're the ones who lost out on nothing.
Yep.
You have nothing. So like he is right away. He's like an honorable person. If a guy's walking alone back in those days with a sword and just strolling along cool, don't talk. Don't fuck with him. He's obviously confident in what he's doing. Like don't do it. But what did you ask me? I like went back and I lost
No,
track
it
of
was
thought.
just like, yeah, like you have a point. Like, I mean, in movies, like in actual live movies, like people falling in love after a few hours or a day or 2 days, whatever, that does make sense. But at least in anime, it's easier to input that kind of thing because we all know
Oh
it's
yeah,
animation, we know it's fantasy, so that's why it does work. But I totally agree with what you said, that it's why do they
yeah,
make people fall in love? They still do it in movies even though it sucks. But I
yeah. I
mean, I
mean,
was just saying that what did you think of well, just the part you pretty much gave it up, you pretty much gave
yeah,
a pretty good thing, that he didn't do it, he could have done it, but he didn't do it because he still has that honor to him.
yeah. Yeah, it was a good moment between them, and that just showed her that like not all men are the same. Usually, she said she's looked at just a ninja, like as a warrior, and nobody looks at her as a woman, and he did,
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So was very, very a touching moment. But why did he have to have sex? If it ran through her, why couldn't he just like kiss her?
Um,
Like, was
that
the
that is a good question. It's never implied until the end. We get it towards the end when he's cured exactly. But yeah, it's I think it's because his poison is pretty much like it's all pretty much in his whole body also because he keeps bleeding out.
yeah?
I think that if they would have had an intimate moment, I mean, it didn't have to be hours. Could have been like freaking, real quick,
Yeah.
They said a real quick, a quickie could have been a quickie,
Jumping,
and he could have
jumping
got
pump,
cured.
Yeah, right.
What was that? What was
pump
that?
and jump.
Pump and dump.
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, he would probably have to be a 3-pump chump, to get that, to get that pretty much
yeah.
out of the way. But that's the whole point. Like they had to counteract the poison that he was already dying from with her poison, which is more biological. So that's the only way he could have been cured
Hmm.
if he did it. But I understand why it kind of doesn't make sense because if she's so poisonous, then wouldn't that kill him? But that's the whole point that he was already having a lot of the poison that was already killing him was already in through his whole bloodstream, and that was the only way to counteract it, I guess. It's anime, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of
Or
anime.
was that little like duck guy just a pervert and he wanted to watch them have sex?
Oh,
Well, that too. I mean,
He's
yeah,
a little,
I was thinking maybe he's lying.
yeah.
that's
He just
what I'm
wants
saying
them to
too.
have sex and then feel weird
Because
after.
even by the end of the movie, like I still don't know his intentions. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he
yeah, and
poisoned
then
somebody to help
but
him. He doesn't have good intentions with everything, that's for sure.
yeah, exactly. So okay, so that was a good point. Did you want to add anything, DJ Nubis? Anything else? Okay. So Walter, I'm gonna take it from here and then I'll pass it back to Anubis if he's feeling good.
Okay.
Um
I take it.
so
Or
I
oh,
mean
you do.
yeah. I'll just take it from there where um they have the intimate moment, but there's no intimate moment because Jubei says, "No, you know what? I'm not gonna do this to you. I care about you, whatever this stuff. It's not the right way for me to do it." So he leaves her there. She's ready. She's butt naked. She's like, "Oh my god!" She's literally like even shocked that this dude won't even do it, and that's like the only chance she gets to be intimate with
Yeah.
a man because of her condition.
I mean, feel like
So
a woman.
she
Basically.
starts breaking down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she breaks down. Like yeah, I know. What do you call it?
Oh,
but
I was singing the Shania Twain that feels like a woman.
okay, sorry.
Oh, that was a.
Yeah, see, I gotta get my mind out together.
she
Yeah,
hugs
but
she hugs Jubei,
go
and it's all nice, and it's like she just wanted a hug, but for the rest of us, we wanted like the bonus plan with Jubei and and
right.
Kaguri.
No, but I mean, but it's just true. But like the part that was actually good even for an anime because this movie didn't have a lot of subtlety and a lot of that much emotion. When she breaks down even harder after he leaves without even doing anything with her, I felt for her because that's like shit. This was probably her only chance to actually be with a guy, be with a man without killing them. So that part for me kind of hit, because I believe it or not, man, as hard as I used to be and as much of a dick as I used to be, man, I do have a sense of emotion when it comes to films that I love, and that's a part that I really did like, even for an anime. So at the time, watching it back then, I was a kid, we were young. It's like who cares about that? But now, as you're older, you understand.
Yeah.
We understand we understand the reason behind it. So there, he breaks down. He goes straight after. Goes back with what's his name? He goes back with that freaking little, the little freaking pervert,
I call
and
him. I
freaking
call him
scares the
the
shit out of
duck.
him. Say, ah,
Right.
yeah, there you go, the duck one.
Yeah.
And he goes. It's funny because when Jubei just shows, he's a ninja, bro. You can't even, you won't even see him coming, and he just sees him. He's like, ah, shit, and he's like, you know what? Say, hey, so what happened with the ninja girl? Was the sex good? And he's like, shut the hell up. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
and it's funny because he grabs his shirt and he just throws him He just
Right,
throws him
it's like,
down the freaking thing.
Yep.
And that was good because the little perverts like that deserve it. But
no,
don't tell don't tell Walter that. But
we'll go on from there. Yeah.
no, but it's funny that now the Tokugawa government and the shogunate are starting to bring ships in. And what do the ships have? Just like DJ Nubis mentioned, they have gold. So gold is what makes the world go round, even back then in the feudal era of Japan. So gold is on a ship being going to be transported somewhere else to the Tokugawa shogunate or the shogunate of the dark. So this is where Kagero, we forgot to mention, Kagero had left a message in one of her falcons to send to her clan, and the clan gets it. They got it, but then they come like they're acting like, oh yeah, we're gonna save the day. We're a small clan, we'll face Gamma, we'll freaking win, just like the first one. We all saw what happened with the first one. They got annihilated. So they get annihilated. They get and Anubis. Anybody jump in case if I forget anything. Uh, they're showing up in their horses. Oh, there's a little revolution going on, and then this is where Gegero's like, oh wow, they actually came, and then even Jubei sees that, oh shit, she's going. Why she? Hey, don't go. It's a trap. It's a trap. And then that's when Dakuan catches Jubei by the neck, saying, "Don't go. It's a trap. You already know it's a trap." And then once it's a trap, it's the head of the ninja that ninja clan, with that big fat guy, that was banging a chick when they were talking and stuff like that. I remember we forgot to mention that he was banging a chick in the middle of some.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because I remember when Jedi said something about like this movie comes close to being like pornographic in some ways, and then I remembered that dude was like railing the chick from behind, even though it didn't get graphic, you still saw some of it, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like animated Skinamax, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Like even when I forgot to mention it. Even when I saw it, I was like, holy shit! It's like I don't even have to watch porn. So it's like it comes in anime form. But yeah, that I forgot to mention that. But he gets whacked way before that. And who do we see? And as Gagero shows up thinking that it's her clan leader, she turns around and then boom, she gets stabbed with a sword right through her chest.
Yes.
And then lo and behold, who is it? It's Gemma. It's Gemma, the leader of the 8 devils of Kimon. And then he still has that other girl that's with him, the girl that can light stuff on fire using
black powder.
I guess it's black powder, if it's rifle powder or some kind of there you go. One of the either way, it makes sense. I mean, they had rifles back then, but they didn't really show it in the film because Japan was very anti firearms back then in the feudal era. But she uses gunpowder. She uses gunpowder to blow shit up, and she's still there. Gemma kills Gagero. Freaking Jubei loses his shit, bro. Starts massacring ninja squad after ninja squad after ninja squad and after ninja squad.
He's going Saiyan does this. I mean, because when you see it, they fly. This is the moment where I said they're literally like flying, and he's just like say having a. I mean, he's in a vengeful mood. He's just like slice, and they're just getting dismembered through the whole body, limbs, all this. I'm like, dude, he is like saying, "I'm gonna fuck you up," basically. That moment. So.
Yeah, and and then I just want to ask Anubis this. Anubis, what did you think of when Jubei started really getting really pissed when he found out the Guerrero just got stabbed, and then he goes in there? What did you guys think? I'll go like real quick asking like first I'll ask with Anubis. Anubis, what did you think? What did you think of the animation and the style of the fight scene where Jubei is just annihilating all these ninja groups?
I thought it was great. I mean, it's really well done. Again, it's very explicit, detailed oriented. Just kind of like what we talked about with Tasai. It's just they didn't hold back anything, man. It gives you everything you want. Yeah, and Zero, if you ever get a chance to watch Ninja Scroll or even just buy it, like I think everybody here would tell you to purchase it because it's really good one. Yeah. for an animation, man, it just does the job. Like, and it's not. People think, well, you got boobs and blood and stuff. Maybe it's not really a good movie, but it is. The story is really good. The pacing's really good. It's not like super long. Everything about it's great. But yeah, back to the fighting. Again, it's detailed and like it's just a lot of fun. You get to see the power. And I like that I know that Jedi brought it up earlier about their ability to jump high and all this stuff, but you have to understand we're kind of dealing with like these individuals, the devils that are actually almost superhuman. Like they're just way beyond the rest of them. And it's like when you look at Tessai and how easily he was able to just dispatch an entire ninja clan, it's just incredible. And of course now we have so many different animated movies and sequel and series and stuff that you see like a lot of like these darker things and monsters and stuff like that. So this kind of just was an early version of what we see today, and but it still holds up. This is like some of the best animation you'll see compared to some of the stuff that we can see today, which is pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, man. And like I said before, I get to Tony, this was '93, guys. This was 1993, and for that time, that animation was groundbreaking. Like it was groundbreaking, man. Like you could tell they put the money into this project as much as they wanted to because the animation for 1993, man. I was 13 years old when this movie came out.
Me too.
And that was freaking that freaking animation was great, man. Now, Tony, what did you think of that? What did you think of the fighting and the gore, the arms and everything flashing everywhere when Jubei was just lighting shit up?
It's fantastic.
Against those green ninja.
The more slice and dicing is the better. You know what I mean? Like how pissed off he got. Like where they like he's over on that other roof and he's like, what's the guy's name? Gamma or whatever.
Gamma. Yeah,
he's
Gamma.
Like, Gamma, yeah. And it like zooms in and he gets further away and it goes over to him and he's like. Because before that, like you said, you think it was that other guy. He's like, oh, he's been dead for 2 days, and then like the face just kind of morphs into his, and then and he kind of like reminds you of like he does kind of remind you of like the end boss. You know, he has like a big like metal looking arm and stuff. He's like kind of looks a little robotic and like scary, and he has like a smug look on his face. I mean, this guy was dead. And you could see where his head was cut off too. So it was just like, oh shit, this is the moment, and everything's catching on fire. And they're fighting on the rooftops. It's just insane scene.
Yeah, sweet.
Where I would not live from.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. No, yeah, it's like I said, Gemma. You have a point. Gemma looked. He had total like. Final boss, freaking views. He had the final boss look, definitely, dude. Like the last guy, the antagonist, the true antagonist is like it's like the guy in the shadow that's always looking, bro. He was a guy in the shadows in the beginning. Now you see him, he's like, holy shit, he's built like a tank. He has a shielded right arm to protect against blades and anything. And he just has that voice, the voice that they got the good. I don't know who it was, the voice actor, but he knocked it out of the park. Even for a lot of these.
Yeah.
Which character?
For Gamma. Gamma.
That's the first.
Yeah, it was Richard.
Epcar, yeah.
Yeah, Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Epcar. Then Richard Epcar. And I'll just say before Figueroa, I'll say this before I get to Jedi Grand Bell. Wendy Lee is still doing anime projects. You guys won't believe that. Wendy Lee, the girl who voiced Guerrero, she's still working in animation in voiceover right now. So she's still doing it. She's pretty up there, man, but she's still doing it.
I was gonna say, how old is she? Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I want to cut in on Jedi just real quick because this scene that he's probably going to start diving into is one of my favorites of the movie. And just a little bit of backstory. There's a couple of devils. One is called Yuramaru, and the other one's Kuro. And Zakuro has this infatuation with Yorimaru now. I think Yorimaru is like the second hand in command to Gemma. This is the guy that has like the electric whipcord. And Zakuro is the one that has like this affectionate attraction to him, and he always puts her off. He's like, whatever. Right. So anyway, Yorimaru is fighting with Jubei, and he's actually getting the better. So this shows you how good Yorimaru is as a fighter, and he's really, whipping the shit out of Jubei pretty easily. And like you really think it's almost going to be the end of Jubei, and then you just see like this little rat that comes crawling around in front of him, and Jubei has no clue what it is, but Yorimaru automatically knows. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And the rat just explodes and destroys Yorimaru in the pieces. And it's like she got her revenge, and then she tried to go to Gemma and say, "Yeah, he strolled into my trap. That was for Jubei, and he just rolled right in. I couldn't do anything." So yeah, sorry, Jedi. I had to
no.
Scenes.
And to add to that, DJ Nib was like, "Oh yeah, what's such a shame that he fell right into my trap. Oh, what can we do? Now he's the queen of the devils." Yeah. And he goes like that.
No, that's
so trolling after that. She's like, "Fuck that dude."
Yeah, no, but that's an example of a woman. Hell have no fury like a woman scorned. That's what she did.
But dude, no. But I don't think. I don't think it was just that. I think that because what do you call it? Yurimaru liked, he liked Gemma. He wanted the D. He literally wanted the D, bro. But Gemma's like, oh, she said, oh, well, back in the beginning, oh, Gemma makes love to both men and women, right, and I'm all like, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And it's funny how when because that was his right hand man. That was Gemma's right hand man. And then she says, "Oh well, you know what? He's the queen of the devils," and threw his blown up arm in the freaking water. And then you just hear Gemma go, "Cast off." He's like, he didn't give a shit, like he didn't care. And then okay, but before we get back to Jedi Granville, I'll just get to some quick parts before we can get to the very well. You know what? I'll just get to this right.
Yeah.
This is the part I really wanted to talk about, and before I can pass it on, and we'll break it down. Jubei goes to Kagero and she's dying. Mm-hmm. So Kagero is dying, and this is where the part where he says, "Okay, well, you know what? It's I'm so sorry. Hang in there. Don't die." And he's feeling it. He's hurt, and then Kagero's dying, right? And she tells him the whole thing that she couldn't touch another man. I fell in love with you. I was falling in love with you. I don't know what it's like to be with an actual man. You're the only one that showed me what it's like to really be accepted as a human being and not as a weapon or not as a commodity or not as somebody just a regular ninja. You showed me compassion. You showed me what it's like to actually be important to someone, like you like a friend. Yeah, like a friend. And he finally kisses her. And once he kisses her, he's cured. He's rejuvenated, feels better. And the part where she just dies, she dies when in his hands, and he's like he was about to bawl. And then I like how he left her in the boat in the river, and he took her headband and he put the headband on. He put the headband on, and he's like, okay, it's fucking Gemma's fucking, I'm gonna send Gemma back to hell. So it's like, and then here's a part where the battle where this is a part where Jubei gets on a horse, jumps on the ship. What ninjas do best? What do ninjas do best? Espionage, assassination, corruption. They do what's that other thing called? Fuck, I can't think of it right now. But it's
assassinate.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like they manipulate, and they're destructive. They know how to sink boats. They know how to do all that shit. You know what I mean? Like collateral damage. That's what ninjas were good at back then. So now the all the ship is starting to burn. Oh,
But how does it burn though?
Dakuan. Yeah. Dakuan ends up fighting that chick. What was her name? Anubis, the girl that uses gunpowder.
Zakuro.
Yeah, Zakuro. Yeah, they end up going back and forth. I mean, you can tell she wasn't much of a fighter. She's more of just like she's an arsonist.
Yeah.
So she's good at doing.
Yeah, she's more like kind of would sneak up on your surprise attacks, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more of an assassin type of thing, and an assassin type of ninja, and she gets waxed, and freaking, it's funny how Jubei just sparks and freaking lights that shit up. She just because of her exploding puts a whole huge hole in the ship. So now the ship is sinking. The gold, it's kind of quick because we talked about this, guys. That I don't know how it was. It would gold melt that fast in a fire like that?
That's what I was saying.
I know that gold.
Somebody, I don't know who it was. Somebody said that when it comes to silver and gold, it does actually melt faster than other metals. It's kind of surprising, but that's what they say.
Yeah. No, I did say that. I was the one that said that, but I was like, damn, that quick? I mean, you have to light it pretty much after a while that I know of, and then because I know silver and gold melts quick, but not that quick.
Like freaking at a certain temperature, so it's I mean, it's
yeah.
a movie.
I was gonna say I'm assuming that the fire was so hot because it has to be like at least 1,000 degrees, and I feel like it's gonna melt pretty easily, especially if it's gold.
I mean, it probably melted too fast, but I mean, in order to keep us engaged for the fight, we had to kind of like believe it.
Right.
Well, I mean, the boat was all on fire, right? It's made of wood. Did you ever pick up a coin off the ground and it's hot? Imagine like all those on top of each other with the fire, just cooking wood. I'd say it's possible,
Okay, so yeah, here we go, right there. Thank you, Enzuru. Thank you, Enzuru. That makes sense, man. I knew that, but I knew it wasn't. I mean, I didn't know it was that delicate or that soft.
See, you're smart.
It does make sense. So, no, but what Tony's saying makes sense. I was just no. I mean, like any kind of. I was just thinking about Tony. Tony had a point. I mean, it's in a enclosed space with a bunch of fire, which gold is very malleable, and then that's what I'm saying. It'll probably melt quick, but it's an anime. What does Gojira say? The rule of cool. There we go. The rule.
Right.
Of cool.
There you go.
So that's the rule of cool. So that makes sense. So now, I'll pass it. You know what? We'll get to the fight. Okay, here's where the main fight starts. It's Jubei and Gemma. Yeah. And since Anubis was out a little bit, Anubis, you want to take it away to beginning on the fight? Okay. Okay. We'll go to. Okay, we'll do this. We'll just go on what everybody thought about the fight, but we'll let Tony and then give our thoughts. But we'll say what Tony. We'll see what Tony. What did you think of the last battle?
It was pretty epic. They're fighting in that boat on fire, and Gemma's only worried about like the gold and everything. And it's just things are falling down all around them while they're fighting, and Gemma's putting up a good fight too because he could block the sword and everything, and I don't remember how it happened, but eventually he finally got covered in the melted gold, and that was basically his demise then. Because what did
he ended up sinking because he was
but what did he
down.
say to him right before he's like?
He pretty much is saying that I can't die. Well, that's one part of it.
Like,
that's the thing, because if he can't die, because he is immortal.
Yeah.
But if he can't die, the best way to really is entrap him into something where he can't get out. And so, having him covered in gold and sinking to the bottom of the sea is a pretty good start.
Yeah. It's like Jason at the bottom of the lake. It's like, just don't let the chain get off him, But if that ever chips him out, some idiot in a sequel chip him out, and then like
I
he'll
remember when we did the Wishmaster franchise,
yeah.
and we put that chick into a mannequin, and you can still see her eyes like looking around. It's like that's creepy as fuck, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's on the bottom of the lake is Gemma, just covered in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So no, good, man. And
I kind of shortened
I'll
it, but like
I'll
that's
throw it.
yeah.
No, it's okay. No. Yeah. We'll talk about it. We'll add to it. Like I'll give it. I'll give it to Jedi Granville. What you thought about the last battle?
Yes, that last battle was, like I say, as I said before, like so many battles before it, especially when they get, pissed off, they go Super Saiyan, they like Dragon Ball Z almost, because here, Gamma is pretty much beating
Jubei.
Jubei's ass, but the anime in here is just like, man, I'm like, it's so detailed, and where it's like you see him kicking his ass, but then you see Jubei's, cutting him up a little bit. But all he does is like when you cut him, is like takes it back and just puts it back on like just like ain't nothing, And I'm just looking at the anime, in this moment, and then that's that moment where Jubei is just bashing, uh,
Gemma.
Headbutting.
Why can't
Headbutting Gamma. Yeah.
bashing his head in? But I was kind of saying, how is he doing that? And he's not mortal. He's not human. I mean, he's only human, Then I forget he's got that thing that he got from Homegirl.
Kagero.
Kagero. And I guess that's helping him. But it's like, dude, all you're doing is just what you call drawing the inevitable. But like I say, looking at this and everything and showing the blood, and showing the fire in the behind, I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, like they are really making this worth your while watching this. And like I say, you see, and like I say, why is this all happening? The ship is slowly sinking, and it's like I say, he's like I say, it's almost like not your boy, Homeboy is playing with him, because he, as you say, he can't die, he literally cannot die. I mean, but as Tony said, you can only put him in, something that will not make him, come back. And there's that moment where, he's got this like piece of wood sticking out of him, I'm like, yeah, God, dude, like, just go down, you're the bad guy, just go down, and then when he's just like pushing him on the back and everything, I'm like, dude, this is brutal stuff. I mean, this is some brutal anime, man. I'm just like, and I've seen many animes enough to know that when they get to the violent part of it, they do not hold back. They are just like, okay, no, we're not going to hold back on this. We're going to show you that the brutality in this is just what it is. It's brutal. It's going ham. It's going, letting you know that we are just not holding back on anything. So the anime in here is crazy. And then the moment where, you think like when he slices them in half, it's like, damn, dude, that's still not killing you, And then that's when the moment where the gold river just comes down and just covers him in metallic, golden, whatever, and then he does almost like a Terminator, he reaches up and grabs, Homeboy's leg. I was like, just die already, this is just, like I say, this is free for all moments, and the anime is still good. So that moment where he finally, cuts his arm off to let him release him and everything, the anime, man, it's like, it's the way it flows. Like I say, the way it's flowing out so good, showing every detail from him falling into the molten gold to him sinking to the bottom of where he's at, the waters. And it's just like I say, the brutality of all and how it's being done. It's just crazy, man. I mean, I appreciate the anime how it does this, because it's not trying to, say hold off of what it's trying to do, because like I say, we've been violent, we've been sexualized with stuff, we've been pretty much, and I should point this out. This is something I really need to point out real quick. When we see Homegirl's face when she's been told by Jubei, about, why are you sacrificing yourself? This was some good animation here, showing her expression change from, in fact, I had to take my glasses off to do this. Show her, it's like very tensed up, and then she's like,
yeah,
kind of weakening like that. It's like that moment really, I'm like, that animation was really on point, because it's very, I mean, I can say that American animation can do it, but it seems like Japanese animation does it better when they can emote emotion through their faces. I mean, you can see it in their body emotions and everything. They can do it, but that moment where you see her face really emote, some sense of kind of like, who am I? This kind of pain, this kind of retrospect of like, what is this? Is this all that I am? And then it's like, is my, sense of worth really that, and it's like, that's being brought to light. I love that moment, so like I say, the whole end sequence, pretty much sums up knowing that this whole picture was not going to give you nothing of nothing. It's going to give you everything. And it's like, they're going to make sure that everything is detailed to the latter. And even when we see the old man again saying that, oh, so you did sleep with her to get cured and everything. It's like, man, piss off. Get the hell out of my face, man. I don't want to hear you. You just been agonizing like you look older than Miyagi from Karate Kid, man. Get the fuck out of my face, So it's like I say, it's a really timely moment, and like I say, the animation in here, man, it's like, and I've seen tons of animes, but it's good to know that certain animes does a good job of what it does in bringing the story to life. This one did that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And like I said, before we get to last thoughts, man, Gemma throwing down, having the armored arm, breaking Jubei's arm, Jubei literally chopping off his hand, Jubei's sword work, like like you guys mentioned, I don't have to say much because the animation for the last battle was amazing for the time in 1993. Flames, freaking Gemma using martial arts, not even using a sword, just using the shield and everything and beating the crap out of Jubei, and Jubei using just a sword. Like even when Gemma breaks Jubei's arm, and we're thinking, oh shit, he's fucked, and then just the determination of Jubei, man, getting Gemma, like literally getting Gemma in headbutts, bro, and just pounding, and then unfortunately the things you talked about, the always coming back, getting stabbed. Jubei cutting his upper torso in half, and then him just he even says that I become as immortal as a true demon, and it's what that's what his moniker was. That's what his character was, pretty much a demon, and that's why I love this part. So that's why I love this ending battle, man, because Jubei, regardless he has a broken arm, dude, he does not stop. Like he's not he's determined to kill him. Not kill him, but he's determined.
He's a Terminator, because that's literally what he is. He literally is a Terminator,
Yeah, and like you said, the battle was amazing. The animation was amazing. The expressions of the fighters when they're getting hurt, or the way that Jubei uses the katana, and all he had was a sword. Like that's all he had was a sword, man. He didn't. I'm pretty sure he knew some martial arts, but he just had a sword. And then and he used that sword like perfectly, man. Like that must have been the Muramasa sword or something, dude. Because that sword was like cut. It literally cut through Tesai's rock, and like he literally always you could tell he took care of that sword because that's his survival item. That's his survival tool. So that's what he did. But and then like, it could have been, bro. Do you know that Hattori Hanzo is a real person? He was a real person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So and then the ending of the fight was amazing, dude. The Gamma falling into the being covered in gold, falling to the bottom of the ocean, only having one arm now, and then not Tesai, Jubei and and Dakuan end up on one part of the ship that hasn't it's like I guess you could say wreckage or something. There's a wreckage, and then it's
Yeah.
cool how Dakuan had Dakuan had stole a bar of gold from the ship, and then freaking Jubei doesn't even ask for anything. He cuts Dakuan's freaking purse, and you just see that big old gold thing just fall into the water, and then Jubei says, that's your payment, and I don't ever want to see you ever again.
Yeah.
And it's like all that work that little freaking gremlin did, bro, to get a big ass gold bar like that could have could have made him a noble, went right down the freaking ocean, bro. And he deserved that shit. That kind of shady shit that he did to Jubei, man, by literally blackmailing him into
Yeah.
working for him. He deserved that shit. Like he deserved that, bro. And
Oh
now,
yeah.
now I'll go to everyone's last thoughts and Anubis last thoughts, even at the end, at the end battle and what you thought of the ending, and then last thoughts, and then we'll go to Tony and Jedi Granville.
Yeah, most of it's been covered. I do enjoy that, Jubei wasn't gonna let the little gremlin get away with money at the gold bar and stuff because he's like, "Well, here's my payment." He cuts his bag, and of course, he said, "Bar drops into the water and he loses it." But overall, yeah, it's a satisfying ending. Everything nicely stitched up. But I did find this interesting in some trivia with this movie. Apparently, the film wasn't as successful in Japan as it was in the U.S., which I find very surprising. But I don't really know the reasons why. But apparently, that's a thing. Like, it just wasn't as popular in Japan as it was in the U.S. So we got that going for us. I guess we gave it support.
Right.
Also, the headdress that Kagera wore is the same type of headdress that was worn by the actress in Lady Snowblood. 1973. So if it looks familiar, that's why. And then finally, if you've ever seen Ninja Assassin from 2009, this movie was a huge inspiration to that film. I didn't want to say that Rotten Tomatoes, it's both around 90% for both critics and
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's probably why Jedi recognize it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He's got criteria too.
Anything else? Anything else, Anubis?
No, I'm good.
See, that's what I mentioned too. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes since back then.
Yeah.
Since 1993, and it's more than a cult classic, bro. It literally is a standard for any kind of ninja, samurai, fantasy film, man. That it inspired other films to even take you got to take that into account and show it its respect, man. Because that's why I didn't think about that when I was younger, and then now that I see it, so now I know why it's it probably inspired a few other things too. But
and I don't know if you know this, because you mentioned the two actors, the one I think it did Katagura and Jubei. I think they also both worked on Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust in 2000. I think they also worked on that film together, so that's kind of cool. Nice little tie-in.
Well, another thing before I get to Tony, another quick nostalgia thing. Another quick nostalgia thought. Wendy Lee also was, if you guys see Cowboy Bebop, Wendy Lee was I forgot her name. The girl the main female character. Valentine. Faye Valentine. Wendy Lee was also her voice. As Faye Valentine back in. Yeah, because Cowboy Bebop is also straight 90s, and that's also an amazing series too. Cowboy Bebop is beautiful. Just like Ninja Scroll. Okay. Last thoughts, Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Wow. Last thoughts on Ninja Scroll. This is to watch it for. I watched it right before the show, and it was the first time in a couple of years. So I still don't think it lost any value to me. I still enjoy the hell out of it. I think it goes incredibly quick because the whole thing is enjoyable and it keeps your attention. And I mean, they just keep introducing these people with these strange, like gifts, if you will, or talents, I
Yeah.
guess you could say. And it's just like you don't have time to like relax or calm down. It's just keeps your attention and the action going and the story, and it's I don't know. For my first one that I ever seen, I think I got spoiled, but I still really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed rewatching it for today. But yeah, it's a lot different now than when I first saw it back then, because like you said, like now you appreciate things more because of the love story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one thing with Jedi that made me, I think of this now because I had to review what are the Shaw Brothers ones with like and the monks and stuff like that, and they were showing like the guy in the hole, and they had like the weights around his ankles, and he had to keep trying to jump out, and then when they finally took them off, he like could jump out real high, and then they just kept adding more weight, and then that's kind of what it reminded me of. Why I know it's like a fantasy thing. They jump around and it looks awesome, but that's what it reminds me of. Like they could probably jump pretty high if that's how they really did it. I imagine. So that's what I just thought when they jump around like that. But yeah, I think if you're gonna watch an anime for the first time and you're be prepared for going into some of the things that are in this, I think Ninja Scroll's a good start.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. Ninja Scroll, like I said, it's a true classic and set a standard for other films and other inspirations for anything that's based off of Japanese culture. I mean, it's a given, man. Now, Jedi Grand Bill, last final thoughts.
Well, like I say, I knew about this picture long before I actually watched it, and like I say, I can see why it stood the test of time, because it's, like I say, it has that influence on a lot of things. And for me to remember certain, like the Snake Lady, for me to remember her, it's like, well, shit, this is one of the reasons why. It's not just because it's somebody who can project snakes out of certain areas. It's just that this whole movie has a very distinct flavor from other, Go ahead.
Well, I have to do this, bro, but it's just funny, man. I hope, Walter, hopefully, please, man, every time you watch this movie and you see the Snake Lady, don't be,
You mean skeet and everything, basically? I mean, hey, look,
skeet.
Look,
What the fuck is that?
You got to understand. That's look. Something. Look, you know what? I'm not even going to say. I'll just say this. The simple fact is that
you already said it.
Well, well, I won't continue on, because if I keep skiing, you already know that we're going to a different route here. Oh, good Lord, man!
One of the fucking days.
Jeez,
okay. Hey, my brother, I love you, bro. I love you, man. I love you, bro. I love you, my man. But yeah, go ahead, finish up, man.
You get what I'm saying, though. This picture is one of those
Thursday night
things.
at Walter's house.
There you go.
Skeet time, isn't it?
Next time Walter has to go, Walter will be like, "Hey guys, I gotta go skeet. Be back later."
Yeah, I kind of disrupted it, so I guess that thing right there.
Oh shit!
No, but the conclude is that this film, like Akira before it, and like the Ghost in the Shell after it, I feel that those animes pretty much do what it's supposed to do. It has that longevity, and it'll continue to have that longevity because there's something so potent about them that has stood the test of time. And like those which as I mentioned, they have an inspiration on not just other films in Japan or even that, but some of them are inspirational to American films also, because we've seen
Not all rich.
Oh God! Oh wow! Yeah. Anyway, but you get what I'm saying, though. I mean, this movie is brilliant in what it does, and if I by chance do skeet again when I see that woman, oh well, that's on me.
Dude, Sentry, when you get done, gotta clip that shit for me. I'm putting that as a fucking thing. I'm gonna put it in my fucking little gifs every time I use it on a fucking feed. I'm gonna use
Oh my God! Hey, look, that'll be my 15 minutes of fame right there.
Oh no, bro! No. Hey, only on the Sci-Fi Society, bro. The shit like this fucking happen, dude. Like it's just funny, dude. Like no filters, no fucking. We don't give a shit, bro. We speak our freaking mind. We keep it raw. We keep it fucking real, dude. That's the beauty of it. That's the fun of it. That's why I love you, motherfuckers. Because it's just it don't get no better than that, bro. Because it's just funny, dude. Like,
if Jake Hall was running this, he would be editing the fuck out of it. You would never get any.
He had to leave. He had to jet out, man. He would
be jetting out fast.
His face, guys.
He's out of here.
Exactly.
Poor Jake.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro! This is just hilarious.
I'm just blaming this, okay? I'm just blaming
God,
oh man!
Oh God, dude!
But like I said, man, this is why I love just doing the live streams, man. This is what the big reward is, man. You chat with the homies, with the crew, it's therapeutic. Like I said, it's therapeutic for me, man. It helps like get all that that stress of life out of your system, man, for at least a little bit, and just like enjoying it, man. Enjoying anime, enjoying Ninja Scroll, freaking more anime that we'll be doing, man. But Ghost in the Shell is another one too that I will eventually do, down the line. But that's it. That's last thoughts on the film, man. So I'll start with Jedi Granville. I'm pretty sure you don't know yet, but just let me know what you got coming up, and if you're doing any other getting on any other streams or anything like that.
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna try to go for the Starship, but I won't be able to join that one because that's way earlier than usual. So that won't be that's gonna be a pass for me. But I believe that if Kevin goes through with it, I might be on the Point Break one, depending on what time it's set. But like I say, I have to check my schedule. But on my personal channel, like I say, I'm still working out the so-called kinks. I'm still skeeting through the computer and everything. So I'm trying to make sure that it gets well endowed. And like I say, hopefully in a month's time, I will be doing what we're doing right here, talking about, either anime, movies of old and whatnot. And like I say, again, I'll just be skeeting through it, and, we'll just have a grand old time with it, So, yeah.
What's this?
Yes.
Tony might understand.
Was
Skeet.
I know what that is too.
He knows what it is.
Yes, I'm sorry. I know what that is. So that's why when I saw it, it's like I know exactly what that is. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You know what's incoming.
That's funny.
Mean
that's
City,
funny
baby.
stuff, man.
Let me stop saying that.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now, DJ News, what you got coming up, man? And let us have it. What you got lined up.
All right. So tomorrow, I think Tony's going to be there too. We're doing Starship Troopers with Kevin with the Entertainment Headquarters. That's be a live event. at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Then at 4, I mean, it's going to be probably around 5 or 6 p.m. when I get it uploaded. But Missy and I will be doing a new Classic Reflections episode. This time we're doing Snake River Conspiracy, Sonic Jihad album. We're going to sit down, go by track, and explain how we feel about the album. And I think she'll enjoy it. I'm not sure she's actually ever heard the whole one, but it's a lot of fun and a great record to listen to. Saturday, Tony and I are going to be very busy as we're going to catch up because I had to miss Wednesday due to my illness and some other shit. But Ghouls at Midnight, we got 2 episodes we're going to get done. I don't know if his will be up that night, maybe by midnight, but we're doing 1984's special effects and then 1981's Screamers, Island of the Fishermen. And then later in the evening, Olvin and I will be doing another Silver Screen Savants. This time we'll be doing 1962's Jack the Giant Killer. So that's pretty much what we've got going on this week.
Cool. Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Basically what he said, Then next Wednesday is the birthday show on Kevin's for my birthday.
Cool.
I don't think there's anything else going on. I have Vinegar Syndrome coming in the mail, so that'll be a video for like the February unboxing. I ordered some King Kong Godzilla action figures, so I may open those up on stream. I don't know.
Nice.
I might just show you guys in the chat. I don't know.
What is figurines?
The ones I ordered.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to make a video. I think I just want to just show you.
No, you need to fucking make a video. Quit being lazy.
Why? It's not that. It's just I'm not like as knowledgeable about you guys.
Yeah. You can still say, "Look, I love it."
Just ask
it's here.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, but that's
cool.
stuff's coming in. Yeah, my room's coming together. I got about half the movies in here. Got a bunch of totes. It's kind of depressing. I have to go through some because I'm definitely not keeping all these. It's like, why do I have so many? I'm not giving you any.
Okay.
Jesus
He said it.
Like, I'm not keeping it. Oh wait, you don't want to give it.
No, I want to get money for them. That's the thing.
There you go.
No money. No money. Poor.
No, me either.
Very poor over here.
But other than that, nothing. I guess, then Kevin's had stuff. Everybody always has something, so there's always something going on. So, very busy.
Cool.
It's nice.
Cool. Nice. So as for me, well, this was, for now, this is the only one I'll be doing for this month. I wanted to do Event Horizon, but I'm gonna. Kevin really wants to be on that one, so I don't know if I can fit him in for this month because he's still gonna be pretty booked, like especially with all the stuff he's got going on with you guys. So I'm probably gonna try. What we're probably gonna do is do for next month, March, do Godzilla versus Gigan first.
Okay.
Or if I can, try to get Godzilla versus Gigan and Event Horizon in March. So far there's no dates. We already made a date for Godzilla versus Gigan on March, which is the 22nd with me and Kevin, because I have to have Kevin on, man, because Kevin said Kevin will never give me. He'll eat me the fuck up. He'll never let me get off easy if I don't put him on Godzilla versus Gigan. So I gotta get him on that one, and then because he will be one crazy red-headed gay man on my ass if I don't put him on Godzilla versus Gigan. And I,
yeah, he loves it. He loves the ass. So yeah.
I love ass.
Oh yeah, we know that. We know that too. But yeah, that's so far. That's all I got going on. I gotta plan out the dates and get with Kevin to see if I can get. I'll try to get you guys. I'm pretty sure I can get you guys on Event Horizon, but I gotta find out when I can get Kevin on there because he really wants to get on that one. Plus, gotta try to get the professor on it because he wants to be on that one so bad.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so far that's all I got. So far that's all I got on my channel. But that's a wrap up for everyone who was watching for 1993's Ninja Scroll, and as always having my guest, his debut, Mr. Tony of the Dead, the man of 500,000 movies, half that he's never seen. And then we got Jedi Granville, Sexual Chocolate, aka Skeet Skeet Skeet.
Jeez.
And then we have DJ Anubis, the master and chief of the Metal Tavern. And remember, guys, subscribe to these guys. I don't have a big following, but everybody who watches pretty much knows who we are. And if anybody doesn't know who Mr. Tony of the Dead is, now you do. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description. I'll put it in soon. So, but besides that, everyone who was watching, everyone who joined, is Nero. Of course, Alvin Wolf and everyone else who joined, who jumped on. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for watching our content, even though it's rugged, it's raw, it's freaking out. It's over the top, past rated R, man. And we just love to talk about
I don't
what we
give a
talk
fuck
about:
what they
entertainment,
think.
animation, video games, freaking science fiction, horror, sci-fi horror. We love all that stuff, fantasy. So thank you guys for watching.
And Zero give you a comment.
And
Mm-hmm.
what's up?
Is there gave you a comment?
Hold on.
Pretty much says it
Thank
all.
you. Okay, cool, man. Let me put that up. Thank you for the insanely great stream, Sci-Fi Century, Anubis, Mr. Tony of the Dead, Grenade Ramvel. It was a pleasure being here. Looking forward to the next one. Take care. Hey, same here, brother. Same here, man. Thank you for always, just showing that love for, for our channels, Anubis, everyone who's on the Sci-Fi Society, the Metal Tavern, the Entertainment Headquarters, Mr. Tony of the Dead, Jedi Granville, everyone who's a part of it. We got a big ass group. But besides that, everyone who was watching, we are the Sci-Fi Society. We keep it fucking raw. We keep it fucking real. And we are out.
Ooh, the Sci-Fi Society crew.
We are the Sci-Fi Society.
DJ Newman.
And
Here with the Meltdown Radio podcast with my special guest, Sci-Fi Century, our fearless leader and founder of the Sci-Fi Society.
That whole story is like, that's pay-per-view, guys. Like, you don't get a lot of that stuff.
All right, one day.